there's some purty men out there too. Woo! I like purty men. Don't you girls like purty men? I do. Mr. Don Turner. Oh no, is Mr. Turner here tonight? You know what? Sometimes I flirt with him, but I don't flirt with him for myself. I flirt with him for Miss Dot. Miss Dot's kind of bashful, and she don't flirt, so I flirt for her, you know. And then there's that Mr. Roger Reese. Where you at, Roger? I thought I saw you here. Anyways, Roger's a pretty man too. And I like to flirt with him sometimes too. But I don't flirt with him for me. And Cheryl Logan likes him. So when I flirt with him, I flirt for her. And tell you what, there's one man here I flirt with for me. 80 party girls, always so party. That Dr. Chris Harris. Oh man, he's something else, ain't he? Well, you know what? The other day, I was talking to Pastor David down in the breezeway, and I said, Pastor David, I know what you're going to preach on Sunday. He said, you do? I said, yep. He said, what am I going to preach on, Miss Minnie? I said, you're going to preach on the stage. A while back, we had an old revival, big old revival. Had a lot of people here and a good preacher here. Boy, he was really slam preaching the word too. And so, you know what? He was really preaching. And I like to hear good preaching. So what I did, I was here every single night of the revival, of that preaching revival. Last night, preacher came up to me and he said, Miss Minnie, you've been so faithful to be here every night. He said, we're going to let you pick out all the hymns tonight to sing. And I said, oh, you are? He said, yeah. I said, what do you mean, pick out the hymns? He said, you can pick out the hymns for tonight. I said, well, okay. Oh, goody. I'll take him and him. And him. Next day, one of them hymns, I'm going to tell you which one, asked me out for lunch. Said he'd take me out for a long lunch. Well, he took me to the Sonic for a foot-long hot dog. If you ever had one of them foot-long dogs that hop at the Sonic, you know what I'm talking about. Well, you know, I try to take good care of myself as much as I can. So I had to go to the doctor a couple weeks ago. And that doctor told me, said, you need 3 bypasses. I said, 3 bypasses? Doctor said, yep, you need 3 bypasses. You need to bypass McDonald's and Burger King and the Hardee's. How about that? Them's the kind of bypasses. I don't want no bypasses of, don't you? Oh, you know what? I got to tell you something about Miss Molly. Oh, Miss Molly, she's my best buddy. She's such a sweetheart of a lady. The other day she came over to the house. We live close together. She comes over to the house and she says, I'm looking for me a husband. I said, Miss Molly, you better leave them husbands alone to get you a single man. Well, you know what? Next thing I know, Miss Molly's over there flirting with Virgil. And she told him, she says, you look like my 4th husband. He said, Miss Molly, how many times you been married? She said, 3. bunch of deacons around here at this church. They's pretty good men. They's purty, and they's good. Yeah. That Mr. Patrick Durant, oh man, now he's something, ain't he? You know what? Patrick got a promotion on his job the other day, you know, and he's over 200 people now. He knows the graves down at the cemetery. And that Butch Zipkowski, where's old Butch tonight? That old Butch, you know what he did? He went to the Home Depot the other day, and he told them girls, he said, I need some 2x4s. And they said, well, how long you need them for? He said, for a long time, I'm building me a house. So, I guess he got his 2x4s. Oh, now, that Dwight Bass. You know Dwight Bass? Big old tall guy about that tall? Ain't got a hair on his head. But, you know what he has to do? When he goes to wash his face, he has to put a chalk mark on his forehead so he'll know how far up to wash his face. Another day, Dwight went to the barber shop. Now, you wonder why he goes to the barber shop, but he did. So he went in and he sat down and he told that barber, he said, you want a haircut? Well, you got a haircut, didn't do it. So the barber, he goes around doing whatever he's doing to his head, you know. And when he gets through, Dwight said, how much I owe you? And the barber said, $10. Dwight said, $10? He said, yeah, 9 for the haircut and 1 for the finder's fee. How about that? That Dwight, he's okay. That Dwight, he's all right. And he's got a pretty little wife, too, and 2 pretty little girls, too. Oh, and I got to tell you something sad. Sort of sad in a way. My good friend, Miss Myrtle. You know Miss Myrtle. Miss Myrtle's a sweet thing. I just love her to death. She's such a good friend. Well, a while back, she got sick. So I went down to see her. Went in, and I was sitting there talking to her, and she said she had called the Methodist preacher down to pray for her. And I said, why did you call the Methodist preacher to pray for you? We're Baptists. Why didn't you call our preacher? She said, because I didn't want our preacher to get sick. You know, sometimes we go down to the nursing home down there where the old folks are, and we have a birthday party for them every month. And they're such sweet old people. Some of them can't talk, but you wouldn't believe they can sing them songs like you never heard in your life. Anyways, went down there and I was talking to this one little lady and I said, you know who I am? And she said, no, but if you go down to the nurse's desk, they'll tell you. So, I went down the hall and I went into this room and I was talking to this little lady and it was her birthday. And she had a big old bowl of peanuts sitting out there. So I sat down and said a spell with her. But before I did, I got me a handful of peanuts. And I was sitting there eating them peanuts. First thing I knowed, I done eat all them peanuts. I said, oh, ma'am, I am so sorry. I have eat all your peanuts. She said, that's okay, honey. Since I lost my teeth, I can't do nothing but suck the chocolate off of them. Well, you know, every month we have a bunch of seniors that meet here and have lunch, have a potluck lunch. And the other day we had potluck lunch down there. Was anybody here for that the other day? We had a special guest speaking that day. Somebody you don't never speak of, you don't never hear about much because she don't get out much. My sister, Miss Ethel, and she was up there, man, she's a sweetheart. She ain't as big a talker as I am, but she's a sweetheart of a person. And if you miss her, you really miss something good. But you know what? You folks look so good, and you've been such a good audience tonight. And I'm just so glad you're all here. And so, thank you for having me. And Mr. Chris, I'll be seeing